It is going to take Africa a very long time to rise as a race. For the simple reason, we are people that like to celebrate and reward stupid things. It is truth that whatever you reward, expand. Reward creates attraction. You envy the Europeans, and now you are envying the Asian tigers. Those countries were built by the right priority. The Europeans understood this, and recently the Asians have already catch up with that reality, and they are using it to build their nation at the speed of light. But Africans, we continue to do the wrong things and blame whatever they want to blame, maybe village people, witches and wizards or whatever, just to exonerate themselves from their own foolishness. It is proven in psychology that whatever you reward, expand. It is called the motivated perception. If you go to America, young people who do well in the field of science are being rewarded with a lot of things, money, rewarded with scholarship. If they have the ability to create things, people are willing to fund that idea with millions of dollars. The same thing is happening in India, happening in China, but not in Africa. I'm from Nigeria, Igbo race, Enugu State to be precise. There's a carnival that is being hosted in that my state every single year by our governor. I don't know if they still do it because I don't really reside there anymore. But in that carnival they spend as much as 500 million to a billion naira just to gather different artists and comedians to come. My question is, why is it very difficult for those governors to reward young men and women of rare internet and those who have high creative abilities? We abandon them. All throughout the social media, sometimes you will see young people use their hand with all different kind of scrap and make a car, make a motorcycle with their own ability to think. But you will never see any of these political cowards support those young men. It's either that destiny is lost by way of a white man will come into Africa and pick that person and take him to his own country. Why? Because they know that that is how you develop a nation. And because we have created this perception that success is mostly in entertainment industry, all our young men and women are paying more attention to the idea of becoming either a musician, comedian, actors and actresses, and another one, becoming men of God. That is the one that is reigning, because those are the things that they see reward in. You cannot keep encouraging a young man to study physics, chemistry, mathematics. When he finishes, he cannot even find a job that can feed him, whereas his counterparts everywhere in the world are placed in a high esteem, because those four subjects is what determine how a nation performs, not entertainment. I am of the opinion that a nation or a continent that have not worked to industrialize their place should not get entertained. Now, don't get it wrong. I do not mean that our young people who are talented in entertainment and whatever should not follow their dreams and destiny. But what I'm saying is, as we keep rewarding them, we should as well reward those young people who do well academically, and those ones who could not go to school but have the capacity to create things from their own ability to reason. We should reward them. The best brains from Nigeria are either living in America, France, Germany, or UK. The same thing goes to Ghana, Congo, Burundi. Why? Because we as a people have refused to focus on the right things. My friend, I know very well, a close friend in the university, very good guy. The guy is good with mathematics, to the point that he teaches even his classmates. But when he finished, what did he do? He said God called him to become a prophet. Why? Because that is where the attention is. That is where they feel that they can make a little money. Because if he should continue with mathematics, it won't be possible for him to succeed. Today, people are talking science in a way that is going to transform the world. African people are busy waiting for the coming of their Lord. And some of other people are opening healing schools here and there. I want to tell you something very important, which is there is no healing in the future. Science has come to take over everything. What do you hear? A crippled man, a blind man, very soon those things will be sorted out. If you are crippled, you can go to market and buy some limbs and fix. If you listen to intelligent men like Professor Michio Kaku talk about how human being will be able to attain immortality by 2100, I believe his sentiment because there is truth in it. Such thing is not discussed in Africa, because we are more vested to heaven. Do you know how many young brains have been damaged, that they are pastors and they are prophets and the rest of that, whatever you call them? People that should be in the laboratory finding cure for cancer, finding cure for HIV, finding cure for all different kind of disease that have pummeled and killed our people in numbers. But these people are ranting from one place to another that they are pastors and they are reverend fathers and they are men of God and that. What is really wrong with black people? When are we going to learn our lesson? The man that gave you the religion is no more interested in religion. They are turning their own churches into factories. And you are here. You are the one that God called. God doesn't call any man. Men call themselves and target God. Let's not fool ourselves and the people. If you go to America, you go to UK, you find out that the Asians are exporting things there. They are building companies. They are exporting technologies. The only thing that black people have been able to export is religion. We imported the religion and you are exporting the religion. That is how foolish and crazy we are as a people. This is a continent that you know that has the capacity to produce the best brains in the world. Yet we are struggling. Every time we are complaining. And white people are busy cutting away the best brains in Africa. Go to America, they have what they call the HB1 visa. They give over 1,500 people visa every single year. What do? They go to different nations of the world. More importantly, in Africa, go and find men with rare internet. Bring them to America to develop America. Leave the stupid people like you and me here to be complain about village people that does not exist, complain about witches and wizards that doesn't exist, and complain about our governors and presidents and senators. It is time for black people to rise up and do the right thing. The complaint is getting out of hand. Every African man you meet, every African woman you meet want to disappear from Africa. They don't want to live here. But the truth is that nobody is going to change Africa for us. We are the people that are going to change this continent. It doesn't matter how we run. After we run around, we are going to come back. So we should start doing the needful. We should start doing research and studies. Go to the street, use research and study, and find out how these young men and women should learn. Why are they dropping from school? Lingua franca is not their language. So many young people have not been able to gain admission because they failed English. Not because they failed chemistry, not because they failed physics, not because they failed mathematics, but because they failed English. The aim of English is not sophistication. The aim of English is communication. That's what most African people do not understand. If a young man can write exam and be able to pass mathematics, chemistry, and physics, he failed English. What did he use to write those things? English. That means what the lecturers and the professors are looking at is the technicality, which is dumb. In China, they don't teach with English, they teach with the Chinese language, and their people are doing fantabulous. I can tell you for a fact that most Africans do not learn in the classroom. My people, they learn in the field. They learn by way of apprenticeship, by watching and replicating. That is why if you come to Africa, one of the systems that produce more successful people is the Igbo man business apprenticeship model. Because basically the young man is 24/7 looking at the master and absorbing what the master is doing, and by the time he leaves, he will do it perfectly. But because we take our children to school, we dump them down. When they are out, they cannot start up a company, they cannot initiate ideas, they cannot get into politics, because the idea that have been percolating their brain is job, job, job. We are getting everything twisted in this part of the world, and we as a people must begin to attack that ideology. There's no time to continue to wait for other people to come and do the things that we should do for ourselves. 60 years is enough. Most African countries got their independence 60 years ago. It is enough to tell a wise person that you have been foolish if you have not done it. A child that is 60 years is an old man. Common sense should tell us that we have been foolish for too long, and this is the time to employ our creativity, to use what is in our hand. Most of the things in my room right now were taken raw from Africa. They take it to Europe or they take it to Asia, they refine it and build something and send it back to Africa for me to buy. So what is stopping my people from producing it? Does it mean we don't have the capacity? Does it mean we don't have the men who have the brain to do that? We have them, but they are all residing in Europe or they are residing in Asia. The leaders have failed woefully and refused to industrialize this nation. All they are busy doing is stealing money, stealing money, stealing money. What I'm saying is that we should begin to pay attention to how science and technology helps in developing the society, and we now begin to pay attention to young people who are gifted in those fields and reward them heavily with a lot of capital. What is stopping a young girl who got a first class in chemistry from getting $20,000? Why? The Europeans are doing it, the Asians are doing it. What is stopping black man from doing it? Because he doesn't want to develop, he just wants to continue to complain because of their stupidity. It is time for us to change. I remain Kelechi Ogbonna, aka Captain Africa. See you in the next episode.